Hello, my dear family members. I hope all of you are preparing well for your upcoming Capgemini interview. As many of you have requested me to upload videos regarding recent experience of Capgemini interview, so I have brought to you the recent experience. So at first, I will show you what are the questions are being asked in these days in any companies like Capgemini, Accenture, Cognizant, or any big MNCs. If you are sitting for, then these questions are enough. Just prepare this PDF and you will get to your interview. Okay, so at first I'll share all the questions, then I'll show you the real questions which are asked to the candidates. Okay, so let me show the questions. So at first, whatever company you are sitting for, the first questions will be introduce yourself, and may not happen that they will ask you introduce yourself, but still always 99% probability that they will ask you introduce yourself. So here just mention about all your educational details and your key skills you possessed, internships and all. Okay, and mention only those in which you are good. Okay, so then you will also mention about the project. Okay, whatever project you have done, just at the end mention about your project, then they will themselves start asking questions from project. Okay, so this is the process to drive your interview according to you. Okay, so at the end you will mention about project and then they will start asking questions related to your project. Okay, so at the first question they will ask you explain your project or what was your project all about. Then the same type of questions they will ask in every companies, like what are the key roles you have done here, or what are the responsibilities you have possessed here, and what if there is any problem, there is any fault, and there is an emergency, how did you handle the situation? Okay, and what if any of the colleagues are not working, then how did you handle the situation? So they will basically ask you related to situation based questions. Then they will also ask you what are the technologies you have used, what are the coding languages you have used if you are from core branches, or they may ask you like what are the future scope of your project and what are your thinking, like are you going to implement this project in your real life, etc, etc. Okay, so just be prepared for this type of questions. Okay, so I'm not just reading all the questions one by one, just I am I have given you the overview of the interview questions related to project. Okay, and this is not for Capgemini, this is for all companies which are coming in your on campus. Okay, so I hope you will guys give importance about this. Okay, so I'll share this PDF in our Telegram group t.me/ubk, and just go there and just prepare these. I think this is enough because I have been experiencing these questions throughout the years, so I'll make sure you that these type of questions will be asked to you. Okay, so I hope you will guys join the channel Telegram group t.me/ubk. Okay, so let me share the second type of questions. Let's say if you have given some skill set in your resume, so at first you are you have to be ready for your project based questions. Then the second questions are like resume based questions. Okay, so CV. Okay, so if you have given some skill set in your resume, let's say cyber security, let's say ethical hacking, or web development, app development, or anything, then they obviously will ask you some questions related to that. Okay, even if you are from core branches, they will ask you some questions that related to that skill set. Let's say if you are from electrical engineering or electronics engineering, let's say if you have mentioned that you are good at transformer, you are good at like basic electrical or anything. Okay, so they will ask you from that that skill set. Okay, so I hope you guys understood. So let's say you have given Java as your primary skill. Okay, so they will ask these type of questions like, is Java platform independent? If so, then how? Then mention about this JDK, GRE and JVM. Just clear your all concepts. Okay, this will help you to make them understood. Okay, difference between an interface and an abstract class. Okay, then constructor in Java. Like whenever you are giving an answer, okay, you have to give them definition at first. Okay, and don't be like you are you remembered it and just recalling that and giving the answer. Just explain from yourself, not by directly from book. Okay, so at first define it from your understanding. Okay, then like give real time example, then give the real time example if possible. Then if there is any type of that, if there is any like if there is any division of that particular thing, then mention those type and their example if possible. Until or unless they stop you, you just keep talking, keep explaining about those. Okay, so they will guess about your knowledge, about your wisdom. Okay, so let's say if they have asked you constructor. Okay, so constructor in Java, if they have asked you, so at first you have like you have mentioned the definition, like the constructor is a special type of function which is having no return type, but having the same name as the class name, and it is used to initialize the object. So this type of definition you can give. Then you have to give the syntax, or you can just tell them about the type of constructor, like parameterized constructor, then non-parameterized constructor, then default constructor, etc, etc. So you have to mention this type, then just start giving the definition, giving the example of those type of as well. Okay, so they will just give you plus point for these. Okay, so let's say okay, so then the questions can be asked from like what is the difference between double equal or this equals method. Okay, and if you are like if you have given JavaScript as your skill sets, then they may ask you what is the difference between triple equal and double equal. Okay, so I hope you will guys keep it remembering. Okay, so difference between array list and linked list, then exception handling in Java, whatever language you have given, if there is if there is any features of exception handling, then this is very important for you. Okay, because this is like pro feature, key features of Java, so this is very important. Okay, so remember this. And use of final keyword in Java, and the difference between string builder and string buffer, what is the static keyword in Java. Okay, so if they have asked you about static, then you have to tell about static variables, static functions, static classes if possible. So you have to mention about this, and it's like advantages why we use this, so you have to mention these. Okay, not just definition. Okay, so I hope you understood. Then the most important thing is oops concept. Whatever branches you are from, it doesn't matter, they will ask you oops concept. This is very much important. Okay, that is oops concept. So let's say if you are from core branches, if you are from IT branches, CSE branches, mechanical, anything, they will ask you oops concept, because this probably was in your syllabus, or may not be, but still they will check if you have explored this concept or not. Okay, so oops concept, that is, let's say if they have asked you what is oops, so at first you have to give the definition of oops. Okay, this is a programming paradigm. Okay, but still you have to mention about all pillars of oops. Okay, then you can ask them, can I like give definition of the pillars of oops? If they say yes, then start giving the definition and their example. If they not, then stop. Okay, or just you can like do it, just tell them about the pillars of oops, and they will themselves start asking you questions from the your answer. Okay, so overloading, overriding, encapsulation, inheritance, and polymorphism, these are very important. I think for many of you only these questions will be asked, nothing else, nothing else, just your introduction, project, and oops, nothing else. So from like this is my experience, I am telling you that this type of questions only will be asked to you. Okay, whatever language you have given to your resume, whatever branches you are from, this doesn't matter. Okay, so if let's say they have asked you polymorphism, so at first you have given the definition, like a function which is behaving in behaving differently in different situation. So this is polymorphism, but you have to give the definition, the types of it, like method overloading, method overriding. Okay, and a runtime polymorphism and compile time polymorphism. Okay, so encapsulation, inheritance, all you have to give the types, and there if possible mention them the syntaxes as well. Okay, so I hope you will guys keep it remembering. So let's go to the next question, that is regarding Python. If you have given the Python as your skill set in your resume, then this is very obvious. They may ask you questions from list and tuples, then decorators, then built-in functions in Python, and also the self, if you have used this in DSA in Python. Okay, how can you handle exceptions in Python? So for all language, this is very important, exception handling. Then set and dictionary. And I forgot one thing, that is in Java they may ask you a very important question, that is what is the use of public, static, void, and main. Okay, this is very important because like this many time asked questions. Okay, so please give importance what we use: public, static, void, main. Okay, so let's go to the next type of question, that is regarding database or SQL. Okay, what is SQL? This is very simple question, still they ask. Let's say if you are from core branches, then they will ask you only what is SQL, what is DBMS, what is RDBMS, what is like different joins. Okay, and what are the different keywords. Yeah, and also what are the difference between delete and truncate. Okay, and truncate and drop. So these type of questions they may ask. Primary key and like let's say where clause, this type of questions they may ask. But if you are from IT branch, if you are from CSE branch, then they may ask you questions from normalization, some advanced questions. Okay, 1NF, 2NF, 3NF, and also they may ask you to write a query regarding highest salary, or second highest salary, or nth highest salary. Okay, so this type of questions they may ask you, so just be prepared for this. Okay, so guys, if you want the like PDF, then please join our Telegram channel t.me/ubk, so that it will be better to understand. Okay, and one thing guys, please subscribe this channel because this motivates me to make more content, and this will justify my hard work. Okay, so I hope you guys will do so. So let's go to the next questions. So next type of questions is DSA type of questions. So let's say if you have mentioned DSA is your like primary skill set, or let's say you have mentioned DSA in your introduction, so they may ask you some questions from DSA, but there is very lesser possibilities that they will ask you questions from DSA. Okay, so you can ignore DSA part as of now. If you are like sitting for senior analyst role, then please go with DSA, or else you can ignore this. Okay, so I hope you understood. So if let's say if they ask you questions from DSA, then very basic questions they will ask. Let's say they may ask you, let's say what's the difference between linked list and array. What is the difference? What is linked list? What is queue? What is stack? Only these questions are important. Okay, and if you are from senior analyst role, then you have to prepare all. Okay, so let's go to the next questions, that is if you are from core branches. Okay, if you are from core branches, so you have to prepare all the like basic questions from your subject. Let's say if you are from electrical, then you have to prepare the transformer, generator, then let's say capacitor, then capacitance, what's the inductance, these type of questions they may ask you. Okay, and if you are from electronics, then just just you have to be prepared for transistors, then capacitors, capacitance, etc, etc, and also 3G, 4G, etc, etc. Okay, and at the end they may ask you, and this is very important, they will ask you one questions to code. Okay, that is let's say count characters, leap years, palindrome, let's say any string related or array related coding questions. Even they may ask you what let's say let code to get the greater value among 3, greater value among 2, even they can ask you. Okay, so SDLC is like you can ignore this, but still they may ask you as you, if you are from CSIT. Okay, and let's say this HR questions is very important. What are your weakness and strengths? And puzzle questions is not important for you. Okay, you can ignore this. Okay, but weakness and strengths, this is important. Please keep in your mind that they may ask you questions what are your weaknesses and what are your strengths. Okay, and at the end these are the HR questions. I am not reading these, just prepare only these questions, they may ask you these questions. Okay, and if you are from electrical or any core branches, then they may ask you why are you switching from core to IT. Okay, so or any like mechanical, civil, anything. If you are from these core branches, then they may ask you this type of questions. Okay, and please prepare these HR questions. I am not reading these. So if you are, let's say you have given C++ as your primary skill set in your resume, then this type of questions will be same for you as well, like oops concept, then exception handling, then let's say, yeah, most of the questions will be same from you as well. Okay, so I hope you guys enjoyed this session. So let me share the actual questions which were asked to one candidate. Okay, so the candidate was asked this type of questions, that is introduction, so this is common for all. Then what are the technologies you know, then Python program to check leap year. So maybe he has told that Python is his or her primary language, so they have asked him or her that Python program to check leap year, Python program to display calendar. Okay, any C++ program which contains if else. So maybe he or she has mentioned this in his or her resume. And about project and role in project, then problem and issues in team, then extracurricular activities other than academics, differences between pass, break and continue. Okay, as I have mentioned, break and continue. Okay, how you correct your mistakes and any questions. Last time I can remember, one candidate was asked one questions related to this, that is the candidate was reading in a private college, so they have asked him that why are you reading in this private college, you could have like get admitted in government college. So the candidate mentioned that he was not, like he didn't get chance to pursue his btech in government college. So they have asked him that if, what if you are given one chance more to pursue the to sit for the JEE mains or any joint entrance exam, then what will you rectify? Like, what will you do so that you will get chance? What are the faults you have found after giving the exam? So they have asked them. Okay, so this type of questions, situation based questions they may ask. So please prepare, like if your sense of humor is good, so you can give the answer very easily. Okay, so at the end I will just tell you, don't be in panic, just be confident. The man which will be in front of you, he or she is just like you. So just be confident and give your answer. Be bold and blunt. Okay, so all the best for your interview. Thank you for today's session.